Hey, what's up you guys? You're watching Team APS. In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about Pot of Desires, or instead, extreme Yu-Gi-Oh cards like Pot of Desires. Well, I read on Reddit the other day an interesting thread. I'll link to it in the description if you want to check it out. What lengths will we go to for similar card effects? Like, you know, if we're willing to banish 10 cards face down to draw 2 cards, then like what other life points will we pay, or face down cards will we banish? What, you know, arms will we cut off, right, to get some advantage in Yu-Gi-Oh? So
arm offering.
I took the idea that was using that thread and I thought of some cards. Some of them are from the thread, some of them are my own. Some extreme Yu-Gi-Oh cards is what we're gonna call these. He doesn't know about any of these. So I haven't told him any of these card effects. I'm going to read them off and I'll also like put the effect on the screen so you guys can see. Okay, Death Draw. You can guess how this is gonna go. It is a normal.
So that's not gonna be the TCG name, obviously.
Yeah. Normal spell card. Normal spell card. Draw 4 cards. At the end of the turn, this card was activated and not negated. You lose the duel. You can only activate 1 death draw per turn. So
yay.
So you would run this then?
Because I see it in a lot of decks like OTK deck, Exodia, things like that. Not Chamber, obviously, but like just decks that are meant to draw, just get a lot of advantage. Yeah, the FTK type shit. Or also see it as a.
Well, yeah, would meta decks run this? Like, would.
Yeah, I mean, because with that being said, it's a 4-card plus. So usually I see it as one of those, and I say yay, but that's really fucking subjective. And only because I feel like at that point it'd be a win more card. Because if you're playing in a meta deck and you draw 4, then you're pretty much going all in. So you should already be further along in advantage than your opponent anyway, because at this point it's risky as it is. Or at the same time, it could also be a gamble because you're already fucking losing as it is. So
yeah,
might well
that's
give
kind of
it
the
a
part
shot.
about it I like.
Yeah,
it was like, well, if you're winning, then you can kind of guarantee a win. If you're losing,
you can. Advantage. You're losing. Say
it's like
all
there's not much to lose anyway.
Fuck it. Like so I say yay.
The 2 things really quick about it though.
Okay.
Is it you lose at the end of the turn.
At the end of the turn. So this is your last chance. 2
questions. How many copies of this do you run? Do you run like, is it like, oh, I just take 1? Or is it like, you run 3? And I know it kind of depends on the deck, but like, in the average, just sort of like, high tier meta deck that's kind of fast, has combos, you know, it's all that. Is it something you run like 1, 2, or 3 copies of?
I still want to say 2 to 3, and the reason why, my main reason for saying that is, we all know in Yu-Gi-Oh! When you play certain cards, you play them because you want to see them. And there's some cards you don't want to see early, and that's a card you really don't want early, let's be honest. But at the same time, the more chances you have of drawing to that card, the more chances you're allowed to play it whenever you're comfortable playing it. So I feel like 2 to 3, because 1 you're never gonna see it. So I mean, it's pointless to play anyway. So.
And what happens if people start running like Threatening Roar and Wabaku and like Swift Scarecrow? It's just like as a meta call for this. Like if this card got popular and people just started saying, like, okay, I'm just gonna run Threatening Roar, so if this card gets activated on me, I'll just win. Like, do you think that would cause the card not to be played, or is it still just worth it if that's...
No, it's still worth it. I mean, let's be honest, if that were the case, there'd be a lot of cards in history that we would not play. Yeah, like, Pendulums wouldn't have popped off as greatly as they had if people were just that afraid of Wavering Eyes. You see what I'm saying? So there's situations like that where...
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, they're still gonna play the card. If you Wabaku or Threatening Roar me, I gotta fuck you up. But you know,
all right,
neither here nor there.
Understandable. So, general consensus is yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a thumbs up. Yeah.
I call it illogical reasoning. It's similar to reasoning, so you can see where this is probably going.
I like this one so far.
Declare 1 card name. Oh, normal spell. Normal spell. Declare 1 card name. Reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal the declared card. Add that card to your hand. If that card's a monster card, you can special summon it instead. The rest of the cards are banished face down. Yay or nay?
That's another yay. This faction some good shit.
No, these are good. Yeah, I mean, I feel like these are pretty good.
And the reason being is because, I mean, 1, as long as we have access to Omega, we gotta put Lord Omega out there, our Lord and Savior Omega. As long as we have access to Omega, banishing face down means nothing. Also, with that being said as well, we can legally stack our deck, or not even just say. I won't just say.
Yeah, there are card effects.
There are cards that allow us to even see what we're gonna draw. Convulsion of fucking nature. Let's think about something like that. You know what I mean? So I can flip my deck upside down and choose. Oh, I want to get that card, so I just call it. I don't have to excavate any goddamn thing. It's just gonna add it to my hand or a special summon if it's a monster. So there's just so many ways to mitigate the consequence of the card that it's really no threat at all.
So as a general thing, is it like, would the average deck want to use this? Like, if you're running, say, Sylvans, right? Or some deck that has like plagues, I don't know, some deck that can stack, then it's fine. But would the average deck want to risk like a card? Like, I call important card and it's like the second to last card in my deck, and then like I end up banishing like 20 cards face down in the process. Like, for the average deck, is that still worth it? I mean, I'm leaning toward yes.
Yeah, and given and the reason is really obvious, and the only reason why I say yes to that is because we already do that with Pot of Desires anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So,
at the end of the day, if it's getting you closer.
It's still the exact same thing.
And this is selective too. This is what you pick.
Yeah, you need to add it to your hand or special something, so it's a little more versatile as opposed to just drawing 2 random cards. Because this, like I say, you're naming a specific card, so you're gonna get to that card. So. And you're gonna, I'm pretty sure you're running multiple copies as well, so you're gonna hit one of them.
Yeah, so how many of that would you be running? Probably 2, 3, just kind of same as last time?
Oh, shit. That one, I'd say 2. For me, I'd say 2.
I feel like 3 would get, because it's like...
3 is cloggy, 1, once again, you're not gonna see it.
And 2 means like you'll probably get to the key card and then just win off of that, and you would never need to.
Yeah, I mean, it's versatile, but I still don't think it's as great. It's just me as great as Desire, so I just say 2 and leave it at that.
Solemn Wrath. So another Solemn card. You can kind of guess how it'll go. Counter Trap. When a monster would be summoned, or a card or effect is activated, pay 4,000 life points and negate that summon or activation if you do destroy that card. So it's basically the best of any like Solemn negation ability for 4,000 life points. All the time.
So it's pretty much Solemn Judgment with the
Solemn Judgment, but also even with the monster effect.
Oh yeah, monster, right. So, it's like,
all the coverage.
Right, so it's all
the coverage.
So we got Strike, Judgment, Jesus.
For 4,000.
For 4,000.
Yay or nay, how many do we run? Is this... I mean, clearly it's yay in terms of it's a good card.
Yeah.
But it's like, this doesn't get,
I mean... Like you just said yourself, it's probably the most. It would be the most powerful Solemn we've had in the history of the game, given that it combines just about everything.
All the good. You can negate anything. Effects.
But you didn't say something though, did you?
I said everything.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Well then,
when a monster would be summoned, a card or effect is activated. Pay 4,000 life points.
Well, then you're just gonna run it as a 1/0. Yeah, it's gonna be 1/0. It's 4,000 life points. I mean.
So not maybe 2 just for the sake of seeing it, or is it just kind of enough of a win more that
no? Because even nowadays we have things like Strike and we have the 1 warning. I'm pretty sure warning we're at more than 1. We probably run more than 1. But the thing with that being said as well is the life point cost isn't as high, and also even when you have strikes, a lot of times you honestly don't want to draw into your counter traps, like unless you're already established. Mm-hmm. I never want to see my counter traps that I'm running until I've already got an established board. Otherwise, you're just trying to like negate shit just to live, and you're not winning anyway.
Now, curious slight change. How many like life points would you be willing to pay with this? Like, would your opinions on this card change if it went to 5,000 and then 6,000 and like 7,000? Like, still the same.
4,000 is my max. If we're going higher than 4,000 as far as life point, then I personally would not be running it. That's just me.
I understand.
Unless I'm playing fucking Arrow Mages.
Because my thing with this too was like, 4,000 life points feels like that's the most I could be asked to even. I mean, like at least 4,000 if an upstart gets activated, maybe you can I don't know.
At least let's just say I'm playing Pendulums. Let's just say I'm playing Pendulum with Guy and Ariadne, and I actually can search one of these out and set it. It's my first turn. That's my 4,000 life points right there. After that point, it's fucking useless because I don't do anything else to gain any other life points.
And I kind of just interact with the other Solemns too, because like, is this something that you run with strikes and warnings because they're just all good cards? But then like, you remember how many life points that would be to have like a copy of this, a copy of warning, 2 to 3 strikes.
Like I said, that's just too much. I mean, like I said, I don't even want to see my counters till I'm ready for them. And so, like I said, and plus it embodies all the other Solemns anyway. So the necessity for multiples is
so only just one copy.
Just one is good enough for me, man.
It's a normal spell. It's called Desperation. Pay 7,000 life points. Add 1 card from your deck to your hand. You do not show it to your opponent. That's just a nice little added benefit. I mean, are we like on, yay, nay? How
yay?
Yay?
I'm running 3 of this motherfucker only because I want to see it. Only because I want to see it. Or in the worst case, I'm gonna run this motherfucker and 3 left on offering just because I can just search it out. It's a normal spell, right?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'm running that shit, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but Huh? Who cares? 7,000 life points? I can, well, me. I can add any card to my hand.
Any card.
Any card not show my opponent.
You don't show your opponent.
I don't know if you guys who have been paying attention to like the Shuri deck that's doing well, relatively in this format. They have the whole loop where you can't attack a fucking monster at all because of the rise to full height loop. I will always have that loop, so I always keep this 1,000 life points because you're never gonna fucking attack me ever. So yeah, I'll be more than glad to do that. Hell yeah.
So and then there wouldn't be like any risk with, you know, you only have like 1,000 life points after that. But like it's one of those things where I guess if the card you get is important enough to where it just doesn't, like if you can win off of that card,
yeah,
it's fine.
I can start to build advantage from that card. Hell yeah, any card. I mean, oh man, this would be a great hand except this one card. I'll pay 7,000. I got this one card. You lose.
Well, this tells me I should have done a better job with these cards.
Yes. I want to use all this shit.
These cards are all of them pretty much
all
got thumbs ups. So how many of this would you run? 3 copies?
I run 3. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Anytime you get a chance to maximize your potential of your hands, why would you not do it? Why do you think? I mean, that's why Hero Lives is still such a good card. You pay half your life points, you bring out a shitty Shadow Mist, but you do so much from there. So
understandable. Well, I did a horrible job with this. This was fun.
There were no bad cards.
Okay, so I think this was actually a lot of fun.
I think cool.
It's interesting to see that life points, generally speaking, don't seem to. It's like
be that important.
You don't. Until you have 0 life points, you don't lose.
Yeah, you don't
care. And I guess with that in mind, it's like, why not just pay them all if it means getting the important thing?
Take the fucking risk. Yeah. I'm gonna do it.
I want to do this video again. I want viewers, though, to like think of cards, right? Like, I want to hear something that's maybe a little more tame, I guess, as these were probably a bit extreme.
These were broken. I don't care what anybody says.
This stuff was kind of crazy.
Some shit up with these cards.
What did you guys think of this video? If you liked it, of course, you know, thumbs up and subscribe, but I actually want to hear, would you run these cards?
Yeah.
First of all, and how many, kind of, you know, what's the rationale? What similar cards, like what kind of stretches the boundaries of what's acceptable to pay to activate something? You know, is it worth it? Yeah. Especially traps. Think more of traps too, because I only had like 1 trap.
Yeah,
and it's kind of hard to think of like what an unbalanced.
Easy to think of spells. So yeah, y'all give us some good ideas. Maybe if they're good, you might be able to put them in a video.
We could do another one.
Yeah,
this would be fun.
And don't bash each other's ideas. I know it's the internet and everybody is right on the internet, but don't bash it. But this is for us to confirm about. So
that's the video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Sub for Yu-Gi-Oh things. And you know, Pot of Desires is unbalanced. So
I got my playset, so I don't give a fuck about nothing else.
Expensive. And we'll catch you guys
$20
in the next one.
Peace.
Later.